think actually I can see Tyson to my right. I kept having a little look. Come on, join us. Don't want to listen to Barry Jones. Come on, come in, come in.
Let's get this
Thank
party,
you. I was trying not to kind of look too obvious. I could see you.
Oh, come on, get yourself in.
We wanted to see that. We wanted to see. We wanted to see like the height comparison. So I've been watching you on Instagram, and you said you've lost 1 stone. You've got 2 stone to go.
Yeah.
How are you on track for that? Because you've got under 11 weeks to go.
I've lost 1 stone in 9 days, so it's coming off quite comfortable. I put it on as fast as I can get it off, basically. I've got 2 stone 3 pound to get off, and I've got 11 weeks to do it, so it should be quite easy.
Okay.
I'll get the weight off within another 4 weeks. That's comfortable for me.
Because we were talking just before you came in, Barry was saying about how athletic you are and how you don't need to have that aesthetics in boxing.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Is that kind of what you're looking for going into this fight as well?
I ain't never going to be Mr. Universe. I ain't built like that, as you can tell. But what I am good at is moving, and Barry.
Sorry to jump back to being mindful. But if you were muscle bound, then you could move.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So actually being athletic, and all the most athletic boxers, Larry Holmes, you mentioned Larry Holmes, great jab, great mover. He wasn't 6-pack. I don't think you always need that. But some people do. If you're built for power and you're going forward trying to bash people up, but for a mover like yourself, you need to be as loose and as agile as possible.
And you're on your toes pretty much for 12 rounds.
But yeah, I'll give you a little bit of factual information now, considering you mentioned Larry Holmes. Also, Larry Holmes went up 75 pounds in between fights, 45 pounds, sorry, in between fights, which is heavier than I've even put on. I went 3 stone 3 pounds overweight. He went 45 pounds overweight, so...
You know what I love? I was just going to say, you said, I don't care about boxing, but you know everything about boxing. You said you're a historian of boxing. You just gave us facts. You reeled off facts about Larry Holmes.
Yeah, well,
so
I am a historian.
But you like boxing.
I like researching it and talking about it, but I don't actually like doing it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. That's a bit of an understatement.
Depends if you're winning or not.
Depends. No, not if I win, because I always win, but... Depending on who I'm fighting and if I've got something to prove or if I haven't, then that's the different Tysons you see. If it's all on the line and I'm risking millions of pounds, then I'm just going to do what it takes to get the W. But when I know I can beat somebody like Vladimir, then I just go flat out, try and get him out of there, which creates interesting fights.
I was going to say about the weight, because obviously heavyweight, you can weigh what you want.
Yeah.
How important is it to lose that to get to a certain weight? Do you have like actually a poundage?
Yeah.
And do you want to get exact on that weight or near it, or does it matter too much, or what?
Yeah, my fighting weight of the last 2-3 years has been around about between 18.4 and 18.7, and I've even been as light as 17 stone. So I'm a big fella, so I need to be heavier, if you know what I mean. I need to be quite heavy, but not too heavy because I move a lot.
Yeah.
So when you're a natural mover, then you need to be agile enough but strong enough to do the damage. And I ain't a one-punch knockout artist. I'm more of an accumulation puncher, and I'm probably the most active heavyweight, like throwing punches in rounds there's been for a long time, because when I get going, I'll throw more than 60-70 punches around, and I can hold that for 12-15 rounds if needed.
I know I definitely have to go, but I'm going to ask you one more question, because you said I could, and these are telling me that I can't.
Just do it.
When we
Everyone
watched your
loves the
fight,
rogue. Go
when
on,
we
do
watched
it.
the fight in November, Vladimir Klitschko got in the ring and he looked scared of you. And you mentioned it before. Sat there as well. We talked about your different characters. He's shy and you're a bit of an extrovert. He seemed intimidated. Do you think he's still scared of you? Do you think he's scared of you?
I don't think he's scared of me, no, because he's had 60-odd fights, and if you're not scared, it's a boxing match. He's been there, done it all before. But when you're going in there and you know you can't beat somebody, but you're just doing it to have a last payday or just have a redemption if you can, then it becomes hard work for you, doesn't it? If I go somewhere I don't really want to be there, I'm not wholeheartedly wanting to be there, then I make an excuse and I want to go somewhere else ASAP. If I go somewhere, just for an instance, and to make my wife happy, just, as you have to do, like, sometimes you really don't want to go somewhere, and she's like, I do all this for you, can you not just come here for me? So I turn up and then have 2 drinks and I think, right, I'm going to put the phone on, make it call me or something, or make an excuse just to get out of there. And that's what I think Vlad's going to do. Okay. I think he's coming here for, obviously, 1, for a last big payday, 2, because he's 6'6" and 250 pounds and can punch like an horse kicking, and 3, he's giving it his last chance saloon thing. He's going to come, give it a go, and if he can't get me out of there, then he's just going to pack it in. I see him retiring me, or else if not, if he does really come swinging, I see myself knocking him out.
So I was going to ask you, because you were a little bit of an unknown, as you said yourself at the press conference to Klitschko at the time, but then you box so well, now he knows what you're going to do, and I presume you're going to do similar same sort of style, because it works so well for you. Will there be any sort of complacency in your corner that you think you know what to do, you just dance and throw lots of punches and that'll be enough?
Go on, I'll hold it now because your arm's aching probably, right?
Go on. You know, it was enough the first time, and there is a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's... I keep getting reviews back that it was a boring fight, this, that and the other, but I watch it quite a lot and I understand heavyweight boxing, and I thought it was a fantastic performance on my behalf anyway. It wasn't my fault like Klitschko didn't want to throw any punches and he didn't want to risk getting knocked out. But if the shoe was on the other hand, he was outboxing me and I got to say round 8, 9,
yes,
and I couldn't get him with any shots. I'd put my hands up forward, get windmilling forward and try and get him out of there.
We were just saying the same
go
thing.
in, win, or go out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
I won that fight clearly in nearly every round. But in the last round, Peter said, right, get out there and get him now, knock him out. So if you look at round 12, it was more active in round 12 than it was in round 1, 2 to 11.
Yeah.
So, because that's what we are. We didn't want to box away and try and win on points. I tried to get him out of there in the last, and I couldn't get him out of there.
Was it a nervous, at the end of the fight, because even though you boxed so well, it was clear you won,
Yeah.
but being away from home, that maybe you weren't going to get the rub of the green?
You never know what's going to happen. There has been a lot of bad decisions in boxing, and especially in Germany. So I didn't know what was going to go down, but God is good, and I prayed and I said, listen, if it's your will, let it be, and if not, no problem. I only went there and done the best that I could do on the day, and that was it, and it was enough, and I was given the victory and onto it. But like he said, all these things have been said and yada yada yada, but it isn't like I mistake to say them all, is it? Like, ooh, I slipped it out. I meant to do it all.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's all meant to do. So all this controversy and all this stuff that's been created by me, the hype machine, the promoter's dream, yeah, I do it on purpose because I can. Because I can talk. I can talk a glass eye to sleep, if you haven't noticed. No one else can, so that's why I'm big draw in boxing.